Hey everybody, I haven't been making videos in a while. You're probably wondering what happened to me. I'm fine. Everything's okay. I met a wonderful woman a while back and I'm getting married in 2 weeks. So I haven't really had my head in the game. I've been kind of distracted, as I'm sure you can understand. But today I have to make a video because some major news broke. Now it's not like a recent development, but secret documents got declassified from 1975 where Israel offered to sell nuclear warheads to South Africa. And this is being reported by theguardian.co.uk. It's not some conspiracy newspaper. They have the actual documents to back it up. These are real declassified. South Africa is saying that they're real documents. And this article is so interesting because it has a few implications. One is that Israel's policy of saying they don't confirm or deny nuclear weapons is a load of shit, which we've all known. We know they have hundreds of nuclear weapons. But even more than that, their policy has been that they are responsible with their nuclear weapons, or if they would have them, they would be responsible. That's what they say in a hypothetical situation. But obviously, if you're selling them to random countries throughout the world just to make a buck, that's not very responsible. And this is a slap in the face for Israel because they're trying to hold non-proliferation treaties for the Middle East, saying that nobody else should have them, nobody else would be responsible. Well, they're not responsible. It just doesn't make any sense. In the nuclear summit about a month ago, the Prime Minister of Israel refused to even show up. He said that there was going to be some kind of terrorist activity, so he wasn't going to show. Yeah, he just didn't want Egypt and Turkey teaming up on him and saying, you're not signing this treaty, we're not signing it either. But that doesn't really matter. The biggest implication of this, though, is that our government is giving billions of dollars in aid money to Israel for their military. And what do? They go try and sell nuclear warheads to people we don't even, to people that aren't even our allies, to people we can't trust. How do we know that South Africa isn't just going to mark up the price and sell it to North Korea? This government is completely crazy. I don't hate Jews, no. I don't have a problem with Jews. It's these Zionist traitors that are treasonous that I have a problem with. It makes no sense. Not only does our government give them billions and billions of dollars in aid money annually to support, just to go straight to their military, but it's perfectly fine and dandy to have dual citizenship with Israel. And, not only is it the only country that you could have dual citizenship with if you're a United States citizen, but it's perfectly fine for people in the highest levels of government to have a citizenship with Israel. How could we trust them? We can't trust them. They're not to be trusted. They don't have our best interest in mind. You could be a senator and be a citizen of Israel. You could have served in the Israeli IDF force and be a senator. You could be the president of the United States of America and you could have been a general in the Israeli army or the Air Force or whatever. It's treasonous, and I really hate to say it because I don't support anything that Hitler did, and I believe there was some level of genocide. I don't know if it was 6 million Jews killed, but we look at it from American history standpoint that Hitler just killed off Jews for no reason. He just hated Jews. He just hated. Well, that's not really the case. I'm not justifying anything that he did, but he had a legitimate reason for not trusting and hating the Jews because at the end of World War I, Jews had infiltrated the top levels of the German government and sold Germany out to England, to the United States. They sold them out to their Western alliances. They sold them out to the coalition. And a lot of people in Germany felt that they hadn't lost the war yet, that they still had a chance, so they surrendered prematurely. But not only that, but the Jews agreed to insanely massive war reparations because it would benefit the other Jews. So, I mean, when Hitler came to power, he already knew that he couldn't trust any of them because they didn't have alliances to their country. So he put them in concentration camps, and that's not all he did. But if he stopped right there, it wouldn't have been a big deal, because the United States did the exact same thing with the Japanese when we couldn't trust them. We couldn't trust their alliances, not even American citizens, if they were Japanese. So if their heritage was Japanese, if they were the third generation, it didn't matter. We sent them to concentration camps. And we sent them to concentration camps because we couldn't trust them. So we did the exact same thing. We can't have the high moral ground on that front, because they really couldn't trust him. But he did go way too far. I'm not justifying any of that. But the same thing. He knew how they are. The same thing happened to the United States government. The Zionists took over, and they go into the top levels of the government, and they don't have allegiance to the United States of America. They have a foreign allegiance. That's the definition of treason. We really need to change these laws and get rid of this APEC lobby, because it's just it's destroying our country from within, and it's just one of the ways. I'm not saying that's the only way. The bankers are destroying the country more than anything, and Wall Street is more than anything. But this is just one thing that we need to solve. And you could call me anti-Semite. No, I don't have a problem with Judaism or Jews. There's a lot of Jews against Zionism. I think Judaism is a legitimate religion. It's one of the true religions, even though I'm not Jewish. I just think that this is crazy that they could lie and nobody questions about them lying about not having nuclear weapons. When it comes out in 1975, they were selling them to some random country in Africa that we don't really trust. Anyway, hopefully I'll get my head back in the game, start making more videos soon.